guys, and what's up? How are we doing today? We're back again with another video with your girl Tia. But before we get into the video, I do want to genuinely thank you guys for supporting me, for giving me feedback, for subscribing to my channel, and for just, like I said, supporting me, just, commenting under some of my posts, liking, and, all these great things. I can't wait to repay you guys and show you guys my appreciation for all your support. Now, before we get too deep in the video, we have to do a few things. And one of those things is, of course, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see more of my content, you already know what to do. Just hit that notification bell, and every time I post, you will be right here with me. Now, another thing that we have to get into before we get into the video is saying our affirmations, right? And today's affirmation will be, I am loved for being just who I am. Okay, so once again, I am loved for being just who I am. Remember, we are in our highest vibration when we are being just ourselves. So don't ever be anyone else but you, because you are very special. So, as you can see from today's title, we'll be speaking on daddy issues. Now, this is a topic that I really wanted to talk about because I feel like everyone has parental issues as far as relationships in some way, shape, or form. Some are worse than others, of course, but a lot of times we have parents who pass down unhealthy behaviors and habits that affect us in the long run, and we are here to recognize those issues at hand, give them acknowledgement, because that is the number one step to healing, and then work our way to healing whatever issues it may be. So let's get right into it. So for one, what are daddy issues? So daddy issues is a familiar term that is usually used to describe emotional or psychological challenges that stems from father-daughter or father and son relationships. So now let's look at the 5 signs that may show up in your relationships that shows some signs and signals that you have daddy issues. And if you do, it's okay. A lot of us do. It's no secret. Okay. So the first time we'll be seeking approval. So a lot of times when we have daddy issues, we will see ourselves either seeking validation from either older men, if you're a woman, or, other authority figures, because we haven't got the proper validation from our fathers. This can also manifest in seeking approval or constant reassurance from your outside relationships or interactions. Another sign will be trust issues. So having a strained relationship with your father can cause you to lack trust in men, or also cause you to have problems when it comes to forming deeper, meaningful connections. This can also result in skepticism or just fear of abandonment. Another sign of daddy issues will be patterns of unhealthy relationships, which honestly I feel like in a lot of my videos I talk about a lot. So a lot of times when we have daddy issues, we find ourselves in constant relationships that kind of replicates our father's behaviors. And not only that, but it will also cause you to struggle in establishing healthy boundaries to maintain a healthy relationship. Another sign that you may be experiencing daddy issues is low self-esteem. So this comes from just the lack of having a father figure there to tell you, you're doing great, you're amazing, great job, I'm proud of you. Those with daddy issues may struggle with finding their self-worth and harboring feelings of feeling inadequate. Like I said, just someone not there to affirm you that you're doing a good job. This can affect various aspects of your life, including career and personal relationships. Last but not least, another very important sign that shows you are probably experiencing daddy issues is attention-seeking behavior. Now, I hope when I give this example, nobody's feeling a little hurt. You know what I mean? So such behaviors can mean just being very provocative and the constant need for recognition. Like I said before, with just the lack of affirmation, this conjures up in a way of the desire to need attention and validation from other people, no matter how you get it. And it's just like wanting attention and affirmations from others that you didn't get from your father. So now that we talked about the top 5 ways of recognizing that you have daddy issues, or the signs that made sure that you have daddy issues, let's get into the top 5 ways to heal and move forward from said issues. So the first thing will be self-reflection and awareness. So you will do this by reflecting on your experiences and your emotions. When I say your experiences, I mean your experiences in your relationships, whether it be with male or female. And also understanding how the relationship with your father has impacted your life. Number 2, another way to move forward from said issues is to talk to professional help, as like getting a therapist or a counselor. I love therapists, even though a lot of people say that, oh, it doesn't work or whatever. Let me tell you something. Me, myself, I have been in therapy, and I love therapy because it provides that space where you're talking to not only a professional, but somebody who is stranger-like, until after some time you get to know them, depending on if you keep the same therapist for some time. Eventually, you guys build a bond, but it gives you also that space and feeling that you're not being judged, and they literally get paid to not tell your business. You understand what I'm saying? Like, whatever is said in this room is literally safe between you and your therapist, and that's the best part about it. And they're going to give you sound advice, and a lot of times it be based off their experience in addition to logic and study. So 9 times out of 10 with a professional therapist, you will be in great hands. They will also give you different ways to process and cope with your emotions, which is one of the things that I really love. The third way in order to move forward from these issues is to build healthier relationships. So when you're building these healthier relationships, you want to make sure that they're, of course, positive, not only for you and the other person. And you want to focus on building great communication and boundaries and having people around you who not only understand, but respect your boundaries. And if you also want videos on working on your communication or setting boundaries, I have both of those videos actually on my channel, and I will leave the link below. The fourth way to moving on from these issues is self-esteem building. So in order to build self-esteem, I would advise you to engage in activities that you actually enjoy, maybe build up on your hobbies, set personal goals for yourself, set boundaries with yourself, and in addition, affirm yourself. Tell yourself you're beautiful, I love you, I'm here for you, you're safe, I trust you. Like the affirmation from earlier today, I am loved just for who I am. A lot of times when you have problems with self-esteem, you might feel as if though you need to shape and shift yourself so that other people can accept you. And, that is not entirely true. I understand that, we have the saying, there's a certain place, there's a time and place for everything. But when it comes to just being yourself, you should be willing and feel comfortable to be just who you are around your friends and your family, at least the most. You know what I mean? Because you are loved for just who you are. You shouldn't have to shapeshift yourself in your intimate relationship. So definitely affirm yourself and tell yourself those things that, your parents or your father in this situation haven't told you. Also, surround yourself with positive influences. It's harder to build, healthier relationships and set boundaries with yourself and all these other things if you have negative influences around you. And last but not least, practice forgiveness. So you don't only want to practice forgiveness for yourself, but you also want to practice forgiveness for your father. Holding on to negative emotions and resentment does not help you in coping with your emotions in these situations, and it actually keeps you very stagnant in this situation and would actually harm your relationships more than actually do them any good. In this example, you want to release the burden of resentment, which I will do a video on. But even when it comes to navigating with these emotions as far as moving forward, it is also great to talk to a professional, as I said earlier. Now, remember, this is a personal journey, and there is nothing wrong with having said issues and everything that I've explained earlier. We are human, and honestly, it happens to most of us without us even knowing or recognizing at first. Some people, they never even recognize that they have daddy issues. And even myself, like I have daddy issues as well that I have been working towards to move forward for some time now, and healing and getting over these things and, building better habits and, everything else, it is not something that happens overnight. It's not even something a lot of times that happens within a year or two. It takes a long time, and sometimes a lifetime, because I feel like, when it comes to healing, you're never 100% fully healed. You just know how to cope better with your emotions and the burdens that have been passed on to you, the negative behaviors that have been passed on to you. And that is the entire point. It's not like you're ever going to forget these burdens and they're actually ever going to go away. It's just a matter of coping with them and not allowing them to control you and your future potential relationships, because we just want better for ourselves. All right. So I love you guys. I hope you take something from this video. Like, comment, and of course, subscribe, like I said. And I see you guys next time. Mwah. Bye.